What is everybody? It's Zankyou just back here with another video. It's a little awkward pause right there. Just me like I swear probably for every video that I at the beginning, she's gonna start off and I'm just gonna be staring at my screen blankly like. But anyway, we're gonna be starting a new anime. Um, I decided to probably watch Vinland Saga on my own. Probably this way, because I honestly just want to finish it up. I feel like I could take Zankyou no Terror at my own pace. Um, so I decided to watch Zankyou no Terror and react to that. Anyway, let's skip all the talk. I'm just gonna get straight into the reaction. The first episode, so of course I'm gonna do a little talking to introduce what I'm doing first. I did episode one already a long time ago, but we're doing episode two now. And the thing is, I would have reacted to episode one over again, but I'm not doing that because I kind of remember how episode one went already, so that's why I'm not doing that. Anyway, let's just get into it. And I know it's been a year since I did that, but it's like Terra kind of stood out, and I do remember it. Anyway, moving along. I should slow this down a little bit because to me that's kind of loud. So to your end, it's probably a lot louder than it is on my end. I remember the days where I used to like actually listen to Zankyou no Terror OSTs. There was two OSTs that I added to my like list from SoundCloud, and he's terrorizing her to become an accomplice of theirs. And we're reacting to the dub as well. And I just found out that this is also that this came out in 2014, the same year that Space Dandy came out. So I might as well just react to all 2014 anime by this point. I forgot the opening actually. I don't remember that. But I'm digging it though. It's I actually like his singing. It's very I mean, of course it's technologically enhanced, but yeah, I dig that. Oh, I dig that those chord changes there with the tension and release. Um, this is showing the double sides, I guess, to that character. I forgot which one it is, but I really like this opening, both visually and musically speaking, because it's different. It kind of gets you hype. Shinichiro Watanabe. Shinichiro Watanabe directed this? Oh, yo, Space Dandy and this. What can I say, man? I know this is gonna be greatness just because I saw that name just now. I just saw that name just now, so I know it's gonna be greatness. And that piano always tuned in the background is beautiful. The violins coming in. String, not just violins, but strings in general. Because I hear a cello or bass, whichever one of those, probably bass. Hear that? And she's probably feeling like crap right now because of what just happened. What? I get it. Is she planning to strangle her? So her home life isn't obviously great. It's clear that I don't know. Yeah, she didn't have a good day. Hmm. feel like they're trying to eradicate what they find is unjust in the world, to be honest. So they view as what they're doing as terrorists being just. Communist law. And her mother's going crazy too. Tor. It's not a real thing, I think. I think it is. I'm pretty. I've heard that name before. Type of web browser. Hmm. It's to be really strong bomb. These are pretty strong bombs. It'll be weird because interesting. These high school students are pretty smart, man, for them to do this. Exactly. They're gonna doubt it's a high school student. Vaughn. I wonder what the relevance of that would be. VON. And I know that Vaughn is one of the OSTs that I was listening. Well, it was in the name of one of the OSTs that I was listening to. Like, I'm also curious to why that they do this. What is their philosophical explanation for wanting to do this? Because they're hurting children, women. And they're striking again with that bomb. Hmm. Yo, the art. Oh gosh, the art is crazy good, man. Yo, whew. And that's the students who make the bombs, I think. Hmm. Are they doing it to be? Are they doing it because they want attention? Or does he want to be friends with her? I think he's inferring that there's a lot more to it than just that. They're gonna bomb another place down. I don't know. Like these so the main characters are technically kind of like villains here, and they're carrying a bomb, of course. So they're gonna blow that structure up pretty easily. These are some smart high school students, man. They're pretty darn smart, and that's gonna make them less of suspects, for the police and for people investigating all these different crimes. And he's having the nerve to go into this place full of policemen. He's got the nerve to do that on top of it. The question again is like, why are they doing this? I'm sure it's going to be explained later on. And that OST in the background is it's going ham. It's slapping the bass. Um, they got the nerve to do that, man. Now they're even teasing them. Hmm, it's terrible. So it's all ashes and broken up stuff. 2027 minor injuries. And she knows what's going down. She knows. No, no, they're not. They are the real deal. Sphinx.
son would kill him, abandoned Oedipus in the forest when he was still just a child. However, Oedipus survived and grew into an adult. The oracle was right, and one day Oedipus did end up killing Laius. Of course, at the time, he did not know Laius was his father.
Afterwards, Oedipus married the king's wife,
Is this
the Queen Jocasta,
a similar? Is this a similar
when Oedipus discovered the truth,
maybe backstory
that he
to?
had murdered his own father, that he had married his own mother. He could not bear the guilt, and in order to punish himself, he gouged out his eyes, making himself blind.
We all know that story, and she's actually reading that from from like a manga like comic.
Oh, nothing.
I don't know whether to like them or dislike them.
If you don't mind me asking,
So far, I'm kind of disliking them.
I understand. If you're keeping tabs, it makes perfect sense.
You want to learn a fun trick? I'll just take that as a yes. First, make a blend of half cola and half green tea. Here you go. Then, put this in and laugh. it's the Fresh Maker Cola!
Is that like a metaphor for an explosion? As if she was carrying a bomb. I think he's teasing her in that way.
He went to visit the country of his
He's
father, whom he had killed.
having fun by
Once
exploring her
confronted,
fear right now because he
he
knows that
simply blocked his way.
the bomb
The Sphinx asked
got to
really
her.
clever people it encountered. If they didn't get the correct answer, they would be devoured.
Mm.
Sounds fun. What
Which
kind
is
of
exactly
animals
what
are we
he's
talking?
doing.
What walks on four legs in the morning?
Exactly what he's
What
doing.
walks in the afternoon? What
Who's
three legs
one
at
of the guys
night?
who's setting the bomb? Is who I'm talking about. The guy with the
It's
black
very
hair.
similar to the riddle in the video.
Yeah.
We need to take these guys seriously.
Okay, if that's the question, what's the answer?
The answer is man.
How come?
I get it. As an infant, man is forced to crawl on four legs. Then as adults, we walk on two. Elderly people use canes, which makes three.
Correct. And the times of day, they represent the different stages in a man's life.
So how does that relate to the next bomb they've set? Man.
Yeah, or people? So, a busy shopping area with a lot of foot traffic?
What if those numbers match up to an address? Like 4th Street, Building 2-3 or something?
Checking on corresponding addresses now. There's a DNA research facility in Minato.
DNA-ridden man. That has to be it!
Good enough for me. Let's get a search warrant.
I'm coming too.
Interesting. What if they're gonna actually locate the bomb and actually get rid of it? Or was the code simply meant to put them off track and maybe they put a real bomb somewhere else?
So, we're left to wonder if the next bomb is at this DNA research facility. It doesn't seem they're any closer in finding out who.
And he's keeping tabs on them.
Ah, she was right.
Oh, good. You haven't changed your number on me yet.
Not yet.
Which is important because we saw him in the opening.
Riddle those self-proclaimed bombers left you.
Can't hear my thoughts.
Of course I do. You haven't changed a bit, my friend.
No? They're referring to the mythology of Oedipus.
Yeah, the answer is man.
Wrong. Although man was the answer to the other riddle the Sphinx was known to ask.
You mean it asked more than one?
Yeah, there's another lesser-known version of the story.
Hmm.
2 legs in the morning, 4 in the afternoon, and 3 legs in the evening. In other words, a 2-4 through progression.
2-4. Meaning the answer can't be man anymore.
So do you know what the answer is?
Yes, it's Oedipus himself.
Gonna have to explain that to me.
Interesting.
He started off as a man with 2 legs. However, after killing his father and having intercourse with his mother, he fell to
And
the level
and
of beasts.
and I like how they showed the guy's 2 legs running at that
In the end, he
time.
gouged out his own eyes, blinding himself. He needed a cane to walk. So, 3 legs.
And what are different characters, the symbolisms for different things there? I don't know. Does she know what's happening and she's trying to stop it from happening? I feel like that. Or are they training her to be a worthy
Maybe an accomplice.
adversary?
You're not one of us, though.
No,
So we
yeah,
know it's
he's right.
evidence.
You're not one of them because
What did they say?
they're more heartless
For
than her.
everyone, but specifically for the police? In my opinion, they're insinuating the bomb has been planted somewhere the police are.
The police?
Exactly. Yeah,
That
exactly.
number sequence is an address. It corresponds with a local police station. Roppongi Station.
Nothing personal, but one false move, and I'll have to kill you.
Hmm. Yeah, now you can't tell the police now. Now you can't tell the police.
There's been an explosion in Roppongi. Shibazaki! Roppongi's been hit!
Damn it, I was too late.
Director! There was an explosion at Roppongi Station. We should take this as a direct challenge to the police force. Hamura, head to Roppongi immediately. Yes, sir. Shibazaki,
Man,
understand what I'm about to tell you is highly confidential.
6 months ago, a nuclear fuel reprocessing facility in Aomori was broken into.
The two criminals stole plutonium.
They vanished immediately, and we have no leads. However, they did leave something at the scene of the crime.
A message. The same three letters left on the TNT at the crime
VON.
office.
Don't tell me.
That's right. I think these guys have every intention of picking a fight with this entire country. We need you back. I'm sorry.
Come on out. I'm waiting for you.
What does it mean by that? Like, is he talking about like, does he want the police force to come after them, or does he mean like, I'm not sure. I don't think I heard the ending last time, or maybe forgot. I don't know. This was definitely an interesting episode, man. I love the ending already, man. Musically and also the art. The art more so, but yeah. This was definitely a great episode, man. This is a very psychological aspect to it. A lot of brain work being involved. This is definitely an anime that I'm gonna need to like really pay attention to every single detail. So I apologize if I was being very quiet. It was more so just like paying attention to the episode. Um, but this was definitely a great episode, man. I'm curious not only to the motivation behind each of, not each, but behind the two characters wanting to essentially ignite Japan on fire. But that sounds so sinister. Dang, that ending was going ham right there. It was getting real sinister there. I don't want to see a preview. All right, well there's no preview. But yeah, in general, I'm curious too. There, oh, music, Yoko Kano, Yoko Kano. I saw Yoko Kano there, and I was like, oh, greatness, yo, yes, Yoko Kano, yes, yes. I should have expected it, but you know, still, yes, Yoko Kano, woo, fanboy. But I'm hyped. I'm hyped, man. I'm really hyped. But in general, that explains why the OSTs are so dope, man. But I'm curious to why what their intentions are with this girl. You know, are they trying to develop her into a worthy adversary? Are they trying to make a friend out of her? Are they trying to develop? Are they basically in a way trying to steal from the rich, give to the poor, and they're viewing her as the unfortunate soul, and everyone else being as like the ungrateful people, you know, and they're trying to end the ungrateful society and in a way try to raise the society that maybe hasn't had life made out for them, and maybe they're viewing her as one of the people in society who maybe didn't have life made out for her. I'm not sure because clearly her home life isn't really great. Her mother is, we don't know if she's abusive. I don't want to say that, but clearly her mother is crazy and she is potentially abusive. She rises fear in the girl's heart, which is what, well, not really. I don't think she was afraid. I think it was more so she just didn't want to deal with her mother's craziness at that point in time, more so than it was fear. She closed the door, but she even clarified, that she was terrified at that moment, and that moment was not describing, you know, with her mother, but the moment that she met the the two terrorists, the high school students, when they basically were like, "You want to be our accomplice?" You know, um, and I think she's also afraid of that because, in a way, it's like killing. If she becomes their accomplice, it's kind of like killing herself because we clearly see that she's an innocent girl. She's very innocent. If she joins them in their devilish deeds, then that's like killing her identity in a way because now she's no longer an innocent person. It's like she's changed her personality in general for the worse. So maybe she's also afraid of that, of the death of her innocence. Not only that, but I mean, it's possible that she is possibly even abused by her mother. I said possibly a million times, but it is definitely a possibility that she's afraid of her mother, and maybe she was afraid of both her mother and the terrorist, but she was inferring that she was more afraid of the terrorist than she was of her own mother, and that would speak again more volumes about how terrifying that the terrorist would be. But clearly, the mother does care about the daughter because she was worried for her. But just because she's worried for her doesn't necessarily mean that the mother isn't handling situations in the right way. Maybe the mother is abusive because she cares about the daughter, and maybe she's trying to keep her in the house because she's the last thing that she has left. Because clearly the father left both of them. With the father gone, it would make sense that the house would be in shambles and the mother might start reverting, not reverting, but she would start to decline in her mental health. Um, with all that being said, the animation this episode was, I'd say it was like a solid, 7 out of 10. The art was like a 10 out of 10. I mean, that's pretty expected. It's from what I've seen from the first two episodes, it was a 10 out of 10. I didn't rewatch the first episode, but I remember the first episode. So I have an idea of what's going down here in the second episode. Even though I watched it a year ago, I still remember it. It's one of those animes that kind of stood out to me. I just haven't continued it because I stopped it. And when I stop anime, I usually forget to continue it and then I forget all about it. And then I forgot all about this until today. I was, sitting around and I was like, what should I react to? I want to react to Vinland Saga. Oof, my pronunciation is off. But then if I react to Vinland Saga, then I'm not going to be able to watch that in my own private time. And I feel like doing that as well. Um, so you know what? I might as well react to Terror in Resonance. Let me just make sure I got the name correct. Zankyou no Terror, which I think is Terror in Resonance as well. Um, but yeah, I came to that conclusion like an hour later. But anyway, in general, the OSTs were all pretty good. I'm excited because this is directed by Watanabe, so anything directed by him is going to be epic, absolutely epic. So I'm really hyped for that. Um, in general, I keep saying in general. I need to stop doing that, but I need to stop doing that in general. But I touched on their philosophy. I'm curious as to why they're doing what they're doing, why they want the girl as an accomplice. this is clearly a game for them. This is like cat and mouse for them because they're clearly finding they're deriving an enjoyment from having the police investigate this, come looking for them with all their men. I mean, the police haven't really done it. The police force haven't taken, and they haven't really set this as a priority. Probably have, but they haven't set it as a priority as much as they should have set it as a priority. Um, and these high school students, it's interesting too because these are high school students. You start to question, where are their parents? Are their parents involved? Are these high school students doing it because they're trying to make the world take them seriously because no one has taken them seriously all their life, and now this is their cry for attention because they didn't maybe get that from the parents? Because the parents clearly aren't involved because they would have other things and other side activities to keep up with if the parents were involved as much as they should have, which would prohibit them from making these bombs and doing all of this nonsense. But who knows? I'm not sure completely. Um, the thing is, these geniuses want the challenge, and this is why they're waging war against the whole country. This is what they're doing. They're going for a challenge. Because society does also probably doesn't challenge them as well. Not society, but um, academically speaking, they're not being challenged, and also maybe partially boredom, or maybe they just want to make everyone's lives really bad because they've lived bad lives and they want to really screw it up for everyone else. That's also a possibility. Um, which kind of reminds me of the villain from Samurai Champloo in episode 2. Uh, this is all definitely interesting. I would think the girl is going to end up becoming a reluctant accomplice of theirs. I said accomplice of theirs. That's the route that I predict she's going to take. She's going to become an accomplice, but an accomplice that doesn't really want to be with them. In a way, a forced one, and they're kind of pushing her along that route as well. But I'm sure that they're also planning every single step of the way. That's what makes it interesting to me. I think the smarter one of the two, I'm going to make an assumption, it's the one with the glasses, the one with black hair. I assume he's the smarter one because he seems to be the one, really calculating everything out. Um, somehow it seems, but they both seem extremely smart geniuses. Who knows, really? Um, but so far, if I had to rate this episode as a whole, I'd probably rate it as like a solid, probably like a solid 8.5 out of 10. I feel like it's really setting up a lot of greater things this episode. It's setting up the challenge. It kind of also reminds me of Death Note episode 2. They were, this is their declaration of war against the police and essentially the army, the FBI, and everyone. They literally said the whole country. So this is their I mean, this that even includes the forces outside of the police. We're talking about like the community of Japan. We're talking about like hackers at home. They're, that's what they're doing in a way. They're waging war against the country. They're waging war against everyone. They're taking innocent lives at that point. So yeah, um, this episode was like a solid 8.5 for me. It's setting up, and it reminds me again of like Death Note episode 2, because Light was waging war against L in episode 2. You know what I mean? It was going back and forth, and this isn't really happening here, the back and forth, but this is, I feel like it's a lot more of a realistic approach. And I believe I saw a video before of someone, I forgot his name, it was my YouTube recommendations of a guy with a bomb, and the guy who created the bomb, and he was like, I am death. Either I am death or I am God, whichever one of those. I forgot which one it was. And I feel like this is one of those similar situations. with the whole bomb thing, they're essentially trying to become God in a certain sense, and I see a lot of similarities between this and Death Note, even though they're completely disconnected and they have nothing to do with each other in the slightest. I highly doubt anything was even motivated from Death Note. Um, but yeah, still, I do see some similarities. But yeah, guys. Anyway, guys, take it easy. This was an awesome episode. Make sure you guys have a great day. I just really sandwiched that statement, didn't I? The whole "I hope you guys have a great day." I just sandwiched that statement and it had my points just so disconnected there. Anyway, guys, take it easy, stay awesome, and have a great day. Peace out.